Mrs. Ballin Munson, Mr. Farrell. Is that all right?
Is Duke Bradley doing the right thing to you?
No.
Sure, I can act. Would you like me to give you a recitation?
Go ahead.
The biggest stars in Hollywood frequently kept their worst problems hidden. We are still enthralled by their untold tales, which range from Grace Kelly's royal tragedy to Marilyn Monroe's unexplained death. The hidden realities behind the spotlight are exposed by these and numerous other icons. Come explore 25 things we discovered about actresses only after their death. Born in 1963, Whitney Houston rose to fame as one of the greatest vocalists of all time. Millions were enthralled by her voice in songs like I Will Always Love You. She became a worldwide superstar by starring in films like The Bodyguard. Houston, though, had personal difficulties. Her career was impacted by substance abuse, and her marriage to Bobby Brown was tumultuous. For years, she denied using drugs, but her difficulties were made public. Houston was discovered dead in her hotel bathtub in 2012. Accidental drowning was the cause, with heart disease and drugs playing a role. Her music, which serves as a reminder of her skill and hardships, continues to carry on her legacy. Let's hear about Hedy Lamarr's dual legacy as a trailblazing inventor and Hollywood star. Born Frances Ethel Gumm in 1922, Judy Garland rose to fame at a young age. She had unparalleled talent in acting, dancing, and singing. Her song, Over the Rainbow, moved people all over the world, and her portrayal of Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz will never be forgotten. However, she had a difficult personal life. She turned to prescription drugs due to pressure from Hollywood. She felt self-conscious when people criticized her appearance. Garland was married 5 times, all of which ended in divorce. Garland died of a drug overdose at age 47 in 1969. People became aware of her severe addiction and mental health issues after she passed away. She became a symbol of tenacity because of her struggles, particularly for the LGBTQ+ community. The tale of Judy Garland is one of brilliance, success, and sorrow. Brittany Murphy, who was born in 1977, enchanted viewers with her parts in 8 Mile and Clueless. She exuded a distinct energy and demonstrated a talent for both comedy and drama, but her life was anything but ideal. Murphy struggled with body image and the demanding nature of celebrity. She wed Simon Monjack, who caused controversy with his behavior. In 2009, Murphy tragically died at the age of 32. Drug use, anemia, and pneumonia all contributed to her demise. Her husband later passed away in an odd way as well. This made Murphy's last years even more mysterious. Born Norma Jean Mortensen in Los Angeles in 1926.
Remember I told you about it? The dance at the end hour? Oh, here comes another one!
Marilyn Monroe rose to fame in the film industry. She starred in well-known films such as Some Like It Hot. She did not, however, lead a glamorous life. Monroe had a difficult upbringing, spending time in foster homes. Her personal problems followed her everywhere, even in spite of her success. She had unhappy marriages to playwright Arthur Miller and baseball star Joe DiMaggio. Monroe struggled with substance abuse, anxiety, and depression. She was tragically discovered dead at the age of 36 in 1962, apparently from a barbiturate overdose. Surprising facts about her life surfaced after her death. Monroe had connections to well-known people. The FBI even maintained a file on her. These disclosures made her already well-known story even more mysterious. Marilyn Monroe is still a representation of the glitz and gloom of Hollywood. Let's then examine how Judy Garland's extraordinary talent paralleled her hardships throughout her life. Acting began as a child for Natalie Wood.
The gift card even, saying, "Hail my heart's delight, and farewell,"
who was born Natalia Nikolaevna Zakharenko in 1938. She became a Hollywood legend for her parts in Rebel Without a Cause and West Side Story. There were many highs and lows in her personal life. She had 2 marriages to actor Robert Wagner. The public scrutinized and challenged their relationship. Wood tragically drowned in 1981 while traveling on Wagner's yacht. The specifics of what happened that evening are still unknown. The intrigue was heightened by rumors of fights and drinking. The mystery surrounding her death was further complicated by the contradictory testimony of witnesses. The life of Natalie Wood was both tragic and glamorous. She never fails to enthrall fans by fusing the gilded past of Hollywood with its sinister secrets. Are you aware of Brittany Murphy's tragic ascent to fame and her unexpected demise from a promising career? Born Lucille Fay LeSueur in 1906.
That'll be news to Stephen. Personally, I'm glad, you know.
I've kept still because I knew it wouldn't take Stephen long to get fed up.
Don't lay any bets on that, Mrs. Haynes. I'm not you.
Joan Crawford came from humble beginnings to become a Hollywood star. She won an Academy Award for her performance in Mildred Pierce. Although she was well known for her grace on screen, she had a complicated personal life. Crawford married 4 times and had adopted kids. In her shocking book, Mommy Dearest, her daughter Christina accused Crawford of abuse. There were highs and lows in Crawford's life. Despite being called box office poison at one point, she made a stunning recovery. Her later years were difficult and lonely despite her success. Joan Crawford left behind a legacy of tenacity, aspiration, and controversy. Discover how scandal and tragedy characterized Anna Nicole Smith's rise from humble beginnings to international renown. Born Vicki Lynn Hogan in 1967, Anna Nicole Smith rose to fame as an actress and Playboy model. She became a cultural icon because of her beauty and charm. She had a very dramatic life. Smith wed J. Howard Marshall, an oil magnate who was several decades her senior. Following his passing, the news was dominated by a court battle over his wealth. Her battle with addiction started following cosmetic procedures. Smith died of a prescription drug overdose in 2007 at the age of 39. Her grief was exacerbated by the death of her son months earlier. The tragic and glamorous aspects of Anna Nicole Smith's life illustrate the harsh realities of celebrity. Hedy Lamarr was an inventor and Hollywood star who was born in 1914. She was praised for her beauty and acting prowess and was well known for films like Samson and Delilah.
The hand of the Lord will strike.
I will not be afraid.
Lamarr co-invented frequency-hopping technology to stop signal jamming during World War II. Her contributions paved the way for Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. For years, her contributions were ignored in spite of this. After Lamarr's death in 2000, her legacy became even more powerful. She is regarded as a scientific trailblazer in addition to her Hollywood career. Generations are inspired by Hedy Lamarr's story because of her creativity and intelligence. Rita Hayworth, a Golden Age star renowned for her exquisite beauty and dancing abilities, was born Margarita Cancino in 1918.
Was it a surprise, Mr. Farrell?
It certainly was. You should have seen his face.
Did you tell him what I'm doing here, Bella?
She became a Hollywood icon because of her role in Gilda, but Hayworth had a difficult personal life. She was married 5 times, including to Prince Ali Khan and Orson Welles. She struggled financially and frequently had unhappy marriages. Hayworth had Alzheimer's disease later in life, but it was not identified for years. Rita Hayworth's life, which blended talent, glamour, and personal struggles, helped to raise awareness of the condition before her death in 1987. Are you prepared to hear the story of Jean Harlow's tragic death and her brief but remarkable career? Born in 1911, Jean Harlow was among the first sex icons in Hollywood. Known as the Platinum Blonde, she starred in movies such as Dinner at 8 and Red Dust.
Here, cut that out and eat something. You'll just get stewed.
I never get stewed. What if I did with it?
She faced many difficulties in her life. Harlow had 3 marriages, and the public was shocked by the tragic suicide of her second husband. Her health started to deteriorate in spite of her success. At the age of 26, Harlow passed away from renal failure in 1937. Fans were devastated by her unexpected passing. Jean Harlow became a Hollywood legend due to her short career and enduring charm. Born Grace Patricia Kelly in 1929 in Philadelphia, Grace Kelly became a well-known Hollywood actress who was renowned for her elegance and grace. She starred in classic movies like High Noon, To Catch a Thief, and Rear Window.
Just for the occasion.
What, something big going on somewhere?
It's going on right here.
She received widespread praise for her skill and poise, which led to her winning an Academy Award for her performance in The Country Girl. She quit Hollywood at the height of her career to become Princess Grace by marrying Prince Rainier III of Monaco in 1956. She dedicated her time as royalty to philanthropy and the advancement of Monaco's arts and culture. Kelly continued to be a timeless representation of Hollywood glitz, despite her royal responsibilities. When Kelly had a stroke while driving and lost control of her vehicle in 1982, tragedy struck. The world was shocked when she died at the age of 52. Grace Kelly is a memorable historical figure whose life combined Hollywood fame with royal duties. It's common knowledge that Veronica Lake's famous hairstyle helped her gain popularity. But are you aware of her personal struggles? Constance Frances Marie Aukelman was Veronica Lake's birth name in 1922. Her striking appearance and unique peekaboo hairstyle enthralled audiences. In the 1940s, she rose to fame as a result of her roles in classic noir films like Sullivan's Travels and This Gun for Hire.
First she won't, and then presto, change-o, fiddle-dee-dee.
She was a memorable leading lady because of her charm and beauty. But behind the scenes, Lake had serious personal difficulties. She battled financial instability and failed marriages and was notoriously hard to work with. She struggled with alcoholism and eventually took on a variety of odd jobs to support herself as her career deteriorated. Lake died of hepatitis in 1973 at the age of 50. Before a friend stepped in, her ashes went unclaimed for years. The story of Veronica Lake highlights the transient nature of celebrity and the fortitude needed to deal with Hollywood's demands. She is still a timeless representation of tragedy and glitz. Born in 1927, Barbara Payton had a promising career to begin. She co-starred with James Cagney in Kiss Tomorrow Goodbye.
And I don't want to talk about it.
No, neither do I. As far as I'm concerned, it's all past and done with.
Your brother wasn't killed.
And is well known for her talent and stunning beauty. She was one of the most promising actresses of her era when her career first took off. But there was a lot of scandal in Payton's private life. A violent altercation between her and actors Franchot Tone and Tom Neal made headlines, and her relationships with them became public spectacles. Her career took a nosedive as her problems grew. In her later years, Payton battled homelessness, addiction, and unstable finances. She died of liver and heart failure in 1967 at the age of 39. The life of Barbara Payton serves as a sobering reminder of how swiftly celebrity can wane and serves as a warning about the darker side of Hollywood. Born Harriet Shapiro in 1927, Susan Cabot gained notoriety for her parts in cult favorites like The Wasp Woman and westerns from the 1950s. She was well liked in Hollywood's B-movie scene because of her distinct talent and on-screen persona. Cabot's performances were noteworthy and demonstrated her commitment to her craft, even though her roles were limited. But Cabot had a tumultuous personal life.
I want your opinion on the possibilities of using enzyme extracts from royal wasp.
She spent a large portion of her early years in foster care after her father abandoned her. She battled mental health problems as an adult and had to deal with being a single mother to her son, who also had emotional and medical problems. Cabot's life tragically ended in violence. In a terrible and heartbreaking event in 1986, her son killed her. A combination of talent, tragedy, and tenacity characterized Susan Cabot's life. She continues to be a significant figure in Hollywood's past. Let's hear about Lupe Vélez's fiery personality and the terrible incidents that shaped her last days. Born in Mexico in 1908 as Maria Guadalupe Villalobos Vélez, Lupe Vélez was a singer and actress who wowed Hollywood with her fiery personality. Vélez, dubbed the Mexican Spitfire, moved fluidly from silent to talky cinema, enthralling viewers with films such as The Gaucho and the Mexican Spitfire television series. Vélez's intense personality carried over into her private life. where she was involved in contentious public disputes and dramatic relationships. She battled personal heartbreak and the demands of celebrity despite her success. Her career was frequently overshadowed by her love life, which included a turbulent affair with actor Gary Cooper. Vélez tragically died in 1944 at the age of 36, allegedly with flowers and candles surrounding her. Her unexpected passing stunned Hollywood and raised awareness of the difficulties faced by women in the field. Remembered for her charisma and innovative work, Lupe Vélez continues to be a pioneer for Latina actresses. Dorothy Dandridge was a groundbreaking singer and actress who was born in 1922. She became the first African-American woman to be nominated for an Academy Award for her breakthrough performance in Carmen Jones. She became a Hollywood icon with her strong and enthralling performance. But Dandridge had to deal with a lot of racism and few opportunities in the entertainment business. She had trouble finding roles that matched her potential despite her talent. Her personal life was equally difficult. A large portion of her later years
And I won't give him a cigarette. One man treats me like I was.
were characterized by turbulent marriages and financial difficulties. Dandridge died of an overdose in 1965 when he was 42 years old. Her life is made more mysterious by the fact that the circumstances surrounding her death are still unknown. New generations are inspired by Dorothy Dandridge's legacy as a trailblazing actress and cultural icon, which emphasizes her resilience in the face of hardship. We will now examine the life of Hollywood actress Barbara Payton, whose personal issues resulted in tragedy. Thelma Todd, a well-known comedic actress in the 1930s, was born in Massachusetts in 1906. Known as the Ice Cream Blonde, she starred in movies like Monkey Business and Horse Feathers, with celebrities like the Marx Brothers and Laurel and Hardy. Despite her happy on-screen persona, Todd had personal hardships in her life. She fought depression and had a tumultuous marriage to producer Pat DeSico.
You say the Pocahontas, that means you little son of a gun, I love you.
Because of her nightclub endeavors, Todd also had to deal with pressure from the Hollywood elite and rumors of mafia ties. Todd died of carbon monoxide poisoning in 1935 and was discovered dead in her automobile. Although her death was officially declared an accident, there were still suspicions of foul play. Her legacy was made more intriguing by the mystery surrounding her death. Both fans and historians are still enthralled by Thelma Todd's talent and tragic demise. Learn how Carol Landis's on-screen achievements compared to her personal struggles. Born in 1919 in Wisconsin, Carol Landis became well known as a glitzy singer and actress in the 1940s. She rose to fame thanks to her performance in 1 Million BC, which highlighted her talent and beauty. She was known as the Ping Girl because she frequently starred as a supporting character in more than 50 movies. Landis battled depression and difficult relationships in spite of her success.
Means more to me than you do.
During World War II, she contracted malaria while entertaining troops, which led to a decline in her health. She experienced ongoing personal and professional setbacks that had a significant impact on her. Landis was discovered dead from a barbiturate overdose in 1948 at the age of just 29. Her admirers and co-workers were shocked when it was determined that she committed suicide. The story of Carol Landis illustrates the tremendous demands of celebrity and the toll it can have on an individual. Her contributions to movies and her tragic premature death are what people remember about her. A promising Broadway actress, Peg Entwistle was born Millicent Lillian Entwistle in Wales in 1908. Many, including a young Bette Davis, were inspired by her performance in The Wild Duck. After a while, she relocated to Hollywood, where she starred in 13 Women, her sole movie. Regretfully, Entwistle's brief career came to an end with the film's failure. She was discouraged and struggling financially, and she felt alone and defeated by the demands of the industry.
Believing in magic.
But Laura...
And you could help the rest of us. Grace, if you'd hush and stop writing your letters, telling us all to prepare.
She tragically died by jumping from the Hollywoodland sign in 1932. The world was shocked by her death, which brought to light the harsh realities of pursuing fame. The tale of Peg Entwistle serves as a chilling reminder of the toll that unmet expectations can have. She still represents ambition and the shadowy side of Hollywood today. Born in Seattle in 1913, Frances Farmer was a gifted actress whose life was marred by controversy and adversity. She rose to fame by showcasing her innate talent and charisma in movies like Rhythm on the Range and Come and Get It. Farmer's battles with substance abuse and mental health caused his career to deteriorate. Her unpredictable actions resulted in her being wrongfully institutionalized for almost 8 years, causing her to endure severe trauma. Her reputation was further damaged by unfounded reports of a lobotomy. Farmer made an effort to make a comeback after being freed, but she was unsuccessful. At the age of 56, she died of esophageal cancer in 1970. The legacy of Frances Farmer, a talented actress who fell prey to the system, sheds light on the complicated relationship between celebrity and mental health in Hollywood. Learn how Linda Darnell's life had a tragic ending despite her fame brought about by her beauty and talent. Born Manetta Eloise Darnell in Dallas, Texas in 1923, Linda Darnell rose to prominence as one of Hollywood's most stunning and gifted actresses. She rose to fame in the 1940s as a star of critically acclaimed movies like A Letter to Three Wives and The Mark of Zorro. There were highs and lows in Darnell's career. Despite giving powerful performances, she had a turbulent personal life. She struggled with relationships, including 3 failed marriages, and fought alcoholism. As she grew older and outgrew Hollywood's preferred roles for women, her career suffered in spite of her best efforts. Darnell tragically passed away from burns he received in a house fire in 1965 at the age of 41. Fans were shocked by her passing, which brought attention to the difficulties she faced personally. Linda Darnell is still honored for her contributions to classic film, and her legacy endures as a testament to her skill and fortitude in the face of hardship. Born Ingrid Stensland in 1934 in Stockholm, Sweden, Inger Stevens was a talented actress who rose to fame in movies and television. She won a Golden Globe for her breakthrough performance in The Farmer's Daughter, and her roles in The Twilight Zone demonstrated her range. However, Stevens faced personal difficulties and emotional upheaval. She frequently had tense relationships with well-known men, and in 1959, she attempted suicide.
You do. The heat indicates irritating alkalies and harsh chemicals are present. They can cause detergent burn.
She had a successful career, but loneliness characterized her personal life. Stevens passed away from an overdose after being discovered unconscious in her Hollywood Hills residence in 1970. Her age was 35. Her life was made more mysterious by her covert marriage to actor Ike Jones. The tale of Inger Stevens captures the genius and unseen suffering of Hollywood celebrities. Because of her skill and her sad demise, she is still adored. This is the sad story of a child star who passed away too soon. In 1933, Jayne Mansfield was born in Pennsylvania as Vera Jane Palmer. She was a glitzy 1950s and 1960s celebrity. She was a rival to Marilyn Monroe and starred in movies like The Girl Can't Help It. She was well known for her beauty and charm. Throughout her acting and public appearance career, Mansfield attracted attention with her audacious demeanor. Despite her success, her career took a turn for the worse in the 1960s, as Hollywood abandoned her distinctive look.
If you're a woman, it's womanly. If you're not, it's manly.
Does it come from inside, Miss Mansfield?
It comes only from inside.
Mansfield tragically passed away in a car accident in 1967 at the age of 34, leaving behind her 3 children, one of whom was actress Mariska Hargitay. Car safety laws were significantly altered as a result of her passing. Jayne Mansfield is still regarded as a symbol of the heyday of Hollywood because of her talent, beauty, and tragic death. Born Mary Anissa Jones in 1958 in Indiana, Anissa Jones rose to fame as a child star thanks to her portrayal of Buffy in the sitcom Family Affair. In the 1960s, she was adored for her innocence and charm, and Mrs. Beasley, the doll that embodied her character, became a well-liked toy. Jones found it difficult to make the switch to adult roles after the show ended. Her opportunities were restricted by typecasting.
You have a dog.
You do?
Yeah.
What's his name?
It's a girl.
And she dealt with difficulties in her personal life, such as family conflicts and custody disputes. She resorted to drugs and small-time crimes as her notoriety waned. Jones tragically passed away from an unintentional overdose in 1976 at the age of 18. Her experience serves as a moving illustration of the difficulties faced by child celebrities. Anissa Jones is still seen as a representation of unrealized potential and the challenges of early celebrity. Born in California in 1964, Dana Plato became well known for her role as Kimberly Drummond on the sitcom Different Strokes. In the late 1970s and early 1980s, she became well known due to her portrayal of a charming adolescent. Plato struggled personally despite her success. She struggled with substance abuse and money problems after leaving the show. Her life was further ruined by legal issues, such as arrests for drug-related and robbery-related offenses. Attempts to bring her career back to life failed. Plato overdosed and died in 1999 at the age of 34. It was thought to be a suicide. Her story brings to light the harsh realities of child stardom and the difficulties faced by those attempting to maintain their notoriety. Young actors are reminded of the value of mental health support by Dana Plato's story. Do you recall the legacy that Jayne Mansfield's iconic on- and off-screen presence left behind? Unfortunately, tragedy overshadowed it.